So now I'd like to, that's all, those are my notes, and I'd like to bring back the members of the Workers' Experimental Theatre so we can have a little bit more. And then I'm going to, after that, I think I'll just sort of open up the discussion with a couple of questions that that continue to interest me about sort of this era. The next little scene we're going to see is called Unity. It was written by a man named Oscar Ryan, who is Toby Ryan's husband, and also a leading member of the Progressive Arts group. And this was written for a meeting that was called in support of the attempt to perform 8 Men Speak a Second Time. So they had a mass meeting to suggest and hope that they would be able to perform 8 Men Speak a Second Time, and it didn't come out. And as a matter of fact, actually, one of the people who spoke at this meeting was arrested for sedition for what he said at this particular meeting. And as a result, interestingly enough, it seems to me that was the time that they went one step too far. And that seems to have been the time where public opinion shifted the other way. And very, very shortly after that, Tim Buck was released with Tim Buck and the Communists were released with a shortened sentence in 1934, and Section 98 of the Criminal Code was repealed in 1936. So there does seem to be, I mean, a lot of people don't want to claim sort of cultural power in this, but this does seem to be a sort of an active part of the campaign against Section 98, and in many ways successful in that kind of thing.
I can't stand it any longer. I can't stand it! I can't! Is it my fault they're out of work and broke? I'm not to blame. It's the fault of international conditions. We've all got to tighten up around the belts. We all suffer. Is it my fault? I know what's wrong. It's the gold standard. It's inflation. It's deflation. It's high taxes. It's low taxes. I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. It's the international condition. Just a little, teeny weeny depression. If I could only convince my workers, if I could only get them to understand that if we pull together, we'll muddle through somehow. If I could only get them to believe that they and I should work together to fight old man depression, then we'd all be Jake. At least I would. Then, the coins would flow in faster, my profits would go up and up and up, and I'd be on top of the world again. But now, everything seems to be going down and down and down. Down.
It can't go on. It can't go on. They won't listen to me anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, can't I get any sympathy from you? Did the last war kill all your patriotism? Don't you realize that the cause of our troubles is Russia? Russia. If only we could get her out of the way, we'd have prosperity again. Russia is a threat to our civilization. To you, to me. Don't pay any attention to the Moscow agents. They say there's no unemployment there. Lies, 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 lies. They shoot all their unemployed. There's no equal opportunity for all in Russia. If I went there, what chance would I have? These agitators who tell you our Canadian factories are closing down while Russia builds huge industries, they're just plain liars. Newer power stations.
New power stations.
Metal plants.
Metal plants.
Tractor factories. Auto shops. There's no such places. There's no such places. They're only made.
They're only made
to show off off to the tourists.
To show off to the tourists.
I don't appear to be making any impression on them. I don't seem to be convincing them.
But the Russians do.
I wonder whether I can get them hot by rigging up some tall tales of Soviet dumping. May I appeal to you, dear ladies, dear gentlemen, do you know that Russia is dumping goods? That's why we have a depression. Do you know that some of our best Canadians are being buried in coffins made of Soviet lumber? That every time you chew a toothpick, you may be chewing Soviet lumber? That every time you light a match, you may be unpatriotic by lighting up a red flare instead of encouraging home industries such as Mr. Bennett's Eddie Match? They don't seem to budge. They don't seem to care very much for Mr. Bennett or his matches. Maybe they've all got lighters. Once I thought that they would eat up my words like I eat up my prophets. Once it seemed to me that they would follow me through hell, and now it seems they're too anxious to send me there alone. All alone.
Alone.
No need for that, boys. Listen, you're out of date. You've been played out. You got one foot in the grave, but there's still hope. What you need is monkey glands. And I'm the guy who's going to show you how I'm going to jazz things up and make you feel young again. Say. You're going to have a good time again. Here, have a drink. You're going to have a spree. They're all doing it. Look what handsome Adolf's done for Germany. Boy. And Mussolini for Italy. Hot shot. And Pilsudski for Poland. Whoopee. Those fellows know the trick. Shake, come here. That's what we need right here in Canada. We'll force them all to forget about the depression.
I got it. Let's make a law providing death for agitators who talk about depression.
I got a better one. Let's say it's all the fault of the Jews and the Indians.
Well, and of course the Reds.
The Reds.
Yeah, and the Jews, the Indians, and of course the Reds. The Jews, the Indians, and of course the Reds. The Jews, the Indians, and of course the Reds.
The Jews. But suppose some finicky people raise hell about democracy.
They won't miss it that much. They've almost forgotten what that's like in Canada.
And if they don't like it, we'll start spreading atrocity stories about us. We'll torture the dogs to death.
We'll torture the dogs to death!
The Reds, the Indians, the Jews.
The Reds, the Indians, the Jews.
Please,
The Reds,
not the
Reds.
Jews, not the Indians.
The Reds.
Only the Reds.
The Reds, the
Only
Indians,
the Reds.
the Jews. The Reds, the... Well,
We heard you.
We know what you want.
And we're going to put an end to you.
All our insistence has been
In
your
your
hands. Too long.
All our thinking has been trained.
In
your interest.
Too long.
All our toil, all our strength, all our striving have poured profits
Into
into
your pockets.
Far too long.
And we're going to put an end.
An end.
An end.
An end.
An end to you.
Wait, it's against the law.
it's sedition.
It's Section 98.
It's force and violence to put an end to us.
Oh, and it's law and order to shoot down hungry workers.
And justice to jail working class leaders.
So long as we're the state, the law will take care of you and your kind.
To deport.
To jail.
And to shoot at you.
And we'll do it through our laws to show you that democracy cannot be tampered with by a lot of troublemakers.
And if that doesn't stop you, we, the people, will find other ways.
Hitler's way.
Pilsudski's way.
Mussolini's way.
Fascism. And we say down,
Down with fascism.
You'll never put an end to us. We're too strong. And history has willed that we
will
live forever.
Even Methuselah died.
And we would not for anything allow you to spoil Mr. Methuselah's reputation.
It's in your interests that we hold you in check, that we discipline you, and teach you your place in the order of things. It's all for the best, and it hurts us.
Yes, more than it hurts us.